My name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tawengabengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news, millions in financial support for Fiji's COP23 presidency. Reduced duty should benefit consumers. An alleged rapist gives evidence.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Australia has shown its great support towards climate change by funding more than $9 million for Fiji's presidency for the 23rd Conference of the Parties. The big announcement was made last night while Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama was holding series of meetings in Bonn, Germany. Akusita Tale has more.
The financial assistance from Australia will greatly assist Fiji play a leading role, being the first Pacific Island developing state to hold the presidency at the 23rd Conference of Parties.
The first component of about 6 million Fiji dollars is to help with the establishment and the support of the COP23 Secretariat that's building itself up into something pretty strong now in Suva. And the other 3 million Fiji dollars or thereabouts is focused on supporting regional work on COP23.
The High Commissioner says she has already begun talks with Amena Yauvoli at the COP23 Secretariat, who will be leading this important work.
That's designed to support all the countries in the region, to liaise with the presidency in Fiji and, more importantly still, to help them get their voice, their collective voice, our collective voice as a region, expressed effectively in Bonn at the big summit in November.
Meanwhile, the European Union has also pledged almost 7 million Fijian dollars to support Fiji's COP23 presidency. 145 countries have ratified the Paris Agreement. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama held a brief meeting in Bonn, Germany today with Patricia Espinosa Cantillano, the Executive Secretary of the UN Climate Change Secretariat. Bainimarama updated Cantillano on Fiji's efforts to build support for its presidential agenda at the UNA negotiations on climate change. Bainimarama and the Executive Secretary reassured their commitment to working closely to ensure successful Fijian presidency of COP23. The Prime Minister also met with Morocco's chief climate negotiator, Ambassador Aziz Makor, and representatives of the 9 constituencies of observers to the UNFCCC. At both meetings, he reassured his commitment to listening and learning before Fiji takes the leadership role at the negotiations in November. Duty reduction on items such as ready-made garments are not being passed on to consumers. This was revealed by Economy Minister Said Qayyum during a budget consultation with private sectors in the Northern Division last night. Anna Ravulo has more.
While many issues were raised with the Minister of Economy during the budget consultation, a particular issue was the request for duty reduction on ready-made garments.
My request that if in this budget, if you could reduce the duty on the ready-made garments, the tariff says 32%, from 32% to 15%, that will benefit the people all over Fiji. Because I think the ready-made garments we buy every day.
Minister for Economy Said Qayyum says it's unfortunate that when duty is reduced, it is not followed through by retailers.
A lot of the retailers, a lot of the importers of these items, they actually eat up the duty reduction. So really the whole idea of reducing duty is not for the retailer or the wholesaler or the importer of that item to benefit from. The idea is that the consumer benefits from it, the end user. And that really has not been happening.
Said Qayyum says there are laws and provisions in place and there is an expectation that business houses will abide by it. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Still to come, illicit tobacco trade worries authorities. And 8 contestants vie for Sinu Festival. Details after the break.
Nimbula binaka na yavangunga andi moala radada ranalika. O tikongo na tao na singatoka. Ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bula FM. Nambandua na sere.
Yadora chubuli kurnambili. Ibora ni batukara hambara binaranga. Ando talitaki na wakaronga ng Bula FM. Nambandua na sere. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
The Suva High Court has ruled that there is a case to answer against Choso Dolonandolu, who was allegedly involved in the abduction, rape and murder of a 14-year-old girl in Diumba in March last year. Prosecution closed its case yesterday and Dolonandolu took the stand today to defend himself. 40-year-old Dolonandolu recalled the day of the alleged incident. However, for almost 3 hours, kept telling the court that he was drinking alcohol with his friends after work. He did not say anything regarding his alleged involvement in the death of the teenager. Dolonandolu is charged with murder, rape, abduction and indecently annoying a female. Illicit tobacco continues to be the most illegally traded substance in the Pacific region. Oceania Customs Organization Operations Manager Tevita Tupou says there is a huge demand for banned tobacco, which is not only draining a country's budget but undermines public health.
The high tax component that's attached to the commodity, so that has an implication in terms of the economical impact that it has. And for us, looking at the economical impact also provides us the opportunity to be able to balance that with the enforcement requirement.
The 2017 Vodafone Millennium Sinu Festival has been launched. 8 contestants will be vying for the title of Miss Sinu to represent Nasinu in the Miss Fiji pageant. Contestants have chosen to advocate various social issues during the week-long carnival. The theme for the Millennium Sinu Festival is with climate change. The festival begins on June 3rd. Ahead in sports with Jamie, Fiji FA has suspended 2 players for failing FACT drug test. But joining us next is Ana Ravulo with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening. Coming up, negotiations on double tax agreement between Fiji and New Zealand continues. And in growing Fiji, refurbishment on Wunikau Law School completes. Stay with us.
I'm another Sorobakro of Neabu Wenibuga Telebu. Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
New Zealand is doing all it can to work with Fiji and revise the double taxation agreement. This was highlighted by the New Zealand High Commissioner to Fiji, Mark Ramsden, during the New Zealand-Fiji Business Council meeting this week. Double tax agreements have been negotiated between New Zealand and many other countries to decide which country or territory has the first or sole right to tax specific types of income.
The double taxation agreement is there, but we like it updated. That's something that we've been knocking on the door for on the New Zealand and also the Australian authorities to get the DTA revamped and make it a lot more contemporary.
I'm pleased to say that New Zealand and Fiji officials held the first round of discussions on revising the DTA just before Christmas, and further rounds are forthcoming. So we're doing what we can to work with you, and we're always interested in hearing your thoughts.
Once again, US politics are affecting world currencies. Here's Savanatha from HFC Bank to tell us more.
Let's look at the performance of the Fijian dollar against the US dollar, which is the most weighted currency in our currency basket. On a 5-day moving average, the US dollar has weakened by 13 points to 0.4668 when compared to last week. The weakening is blamed on the current investigation into President Donald Trump's alleged collaboration with the Russians during the American election. The allegations has undermined Trump's reputation and capability to achieve his economic agenda. However, the US dollar finally strengthened today from a stronger than expected economic data, which has put the focus back on the anticipated interest rate hike by the US Federal Reserve. That's a wrap for me.
The Fijian dollar fell against the Chinese yuan and the American dollar to close at 3.22 and 46 cents respectively. Closer to home, the dollar fell against the Australian dollar to close just under 63 cents, while the New Zealand dollar rose to close just about 67 cents, and the PNG kina was down, closing at 130. On the commodities index, oil prices rose to $49.35 a barrel. Gold dropped by more than $14 to close at $1,247 an ounce, and silver was down, closing at $16.60 an ounce. Wudikavikalo Area School in Ra will open for classes at the end of this month after it was restored following destruction by Cyclone Winston. Fiji Red Cross Director General Philippe Nainoda says the rebuilding was possible through the New Zealand Red Cross and other stakeholders and took 5 to 6 months to complete.
We believe school has been built to the highest possible standards. The quality is something that we can be proud of, and the community itself are truly proud, I am sure, of this school.
That's it from business tonight. Now with the latest in sports, here's Jamie.
Thank you, Anna, and good evening. In sports after the break, 2 Nrigeti players failed drug tests at Fiji Fact.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफरेकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टॉक ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Until a second test is conducted on July 1st. Rohit Deo has more.
The Fiji FA has warned all its players that they will come down hard on those who fail to adhere to anti-doping laws.
They want to play football and earn a living through football. They need to get away from these bad habits. Drug has no part in sports in this country because our sports people should be glowing example to the young Fijians coming up.
Association Chief Executive Mohammad Yusuf says the players need to play fair.
Without these stuffs, we can still be there. You look at Roy Krishna, you look at how successful they are without taking all these drugs and all that stuff.
Oceania Regional Anti-Doping Executive Natania Potoyulia says the 2 players are lucky to be suspended for only 6 weeks.
If these specific athletes are drug tested positive for marijuana, for example, for in competition, then they are most likely to be serving a 2-year to a 4-year sanction instead of 6 weeks. So I believe that Fiji football is very, very lenient in regards to the 6-week sanction that they pose onto these athletes.
The Fiji Football Association will continue with the anti-doping test when the pool matches resume tomorrow. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Vodafone Fiji Fact kicked off yesterday with 10 goals scored on the opening day. Suva, Nandi and Lambasa were the victors on day 1, walking away with 3 points each. Rohit Deo reports.
The Suva football side struggled against a spirited Raki Raki team, coming away with a 2-0 win. Defending champions Nandi made its intentions clear with a classy 3-1 win over Mba.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good win. You know, we expected to have a good game. We prepared well for this match. We know how to counter Ba. But they gave us a tough match. We had our chances, we took it, but happy to have a good win in the first match.
Lambasa was too good for neighbours Dreketi, thumping them 4-0. In the last match of day one, Lotoka and Rewa played 2-0 all draw. National coach Christophe Gamel wasn't too impressed with the performance, but says he didn't expect too much on the first day.
I hope so, but we have not to be negative, to be honest. Huh? It's anyway they try to do their best, and it was not bad, huh? As you can think. No, some good move. We have to stay positive regarding that. It's the first day of tournament. They will take their marks.
Pool matches continue tomorrow with Nandi playing Dreketi in the opening match at 12:30 p.m. at Nausarijra to the Kambau Park. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
For the first time in Fiji, rugby fans will be able to watch games in the French Top 14 competition live on free-to-air television. FBC TV announced today that it will air matches from the competition beginning next season. The Top 14 features a number of Fijian players, including former and current Flying Fijians. Vasnil Prasad reports.
Live 31 matches from each season, including 2 playoff matches, semi-finals as well as the finals. Tournament to be introduced in Fiji and the Pacific.
Very proud to watch our Fijian boys watch it live.
This is the first time our Fijian Flying Fijian going to play in France, and I'm very happy to
thank the Super 14 players for their rugby, and I've seen that so many things have been done by the boys.
It'll be the next day at 10:30 a.m. and then again at 9:15 that night.
This announcement goes with the deal with the Fiji Rugby Union yesterday, whereby FBC has secured the exclusive radio and television rights for the Skipper Cup. FBC says it will continue to work to bring more world-class action for all Fijians. Vasnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Crusaders winger Chone Madilai hopes to return to top-level rugby soon after sitting out the season so far with a knee injury. Madilai, who played in last year's Super Rugby matchup in Suva, will watch the games from the sidelines this evening, but has tipped his 2 Fijian brothers in the squad to shine against the Chiefs. Vasnil Prasad reports.
Chone Madilai could make his return to the Crusaders lineup soon after missing the season so far, suffering a knee injury.
Injury is going good. I started club rugby 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's going good, and everything's all right.
The 26-year-old was part of the team last year and scored against the Chiefs. Sitting out tonight, Madilai says it's a big moment for young Manasa Matayele.
Mana has been going good. He's a good kid. He talks a lot, and he gets involved with the team, and especially in the meetings and everything.
The former Red Rock Sevens player expects it will be a real challenge for Seta Tamanivalu to prove himself against his former club.
Challenge for him, so I think he's all right. He'll be standing up for that, and it's going good.
Crusaders officials also have full confidence on the Fijian players, part of the lineup against the Chiefs.
Well, they're good characters and both good men, and they've been obviously Seta's experience of Super Rugby is really helping out Manasa, and in our environment we just really appreciate the boys if they really express themselves, and they've been going really well.
The Crusaders are undefeated in 11 matches, but will tonight prove different against the Chiefs? Let's wait and see. Vasnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, you can catch the delayed coverage of the Chiefs versus Crusaders match from 8 p.m. this evening on FBC TV. The Pacific Games Council has officially received confirmation from the Tongan government on its withdrawal from hosting the 2019 Pacific Games.
We haven't asked for expression of interest, but without doing that, there are 3 countries who have raised their hand and they say they are ready. And last night I had a request from one country saying their government is fully behind it. They've spoken to the government wants the games, give it to us. But there's a process we have to go through, give everybody an opportunity to say yes or no, and if they say yes, then our normal process will start. We will speak with each of those and try and get an understanding of the level of commitment.
Fiji will take on Aotearoa Maori in the first semi-finals of the Digicel Punja's International Secondary School Under-19 netball competition tomorrow at the Vodafone Arena in Suva. Fiji defeated Auckland Tonga 45-31 in the third quarterfinals, while Aotearoa Maori beat Australia 30-26. Meanwhile, Auckland Samoa will play South Africa in the second semi-finals. Matches start at 9 a.m. tomorrow. In today's Play of the Day, we bring you action from the English Premier League. Harry Kane struck 4 goals in Tottenham's 6-1 hammering of Leicester to enhance his chances of being crowned as the Premier League's top scorer for the second season in a row. His tally for the campaign stands at 26, 2 more than Everton's Romelu Lukaku, with 1 round of matches to go. That's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather and in new media today. No more fiddling around for the camera button on your phone to take the perfect picture, thanks to a new squeezy smartphone with a pressure-sensitive edge. Details after the break.
Bula, Keron mai singatoka, Keron do tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon ko lang do tali taka na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Kaya kuyago sila tali, nagurara may naomani, nandunga. Gitu tali tagi yang gitu pinasibale, nagudurong varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti na honga ni BNN.
In new media, HTC has unveiled what it calls a squeezy smartphone with a pressure-sensitive edge, which triggers the phone's camera when squeezed. The device will be available in Asia this week and in the UK in June. It is expected to launch elsewhere later this year. He joins us now with the latest in weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Whether you were at the beach or having a barbie, it was a glorious Friday across many parts of the country today with beautiful blue skies. But the winds kind of picked up in the afternoon, which brought rain clouds. Looking at today, in the west, there was sunshine but also a good deal of cloudiness. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, conditions were sunny with humidity taking charge. And up in Vanuatu, the day started off with rain and there's likely to be more overnight. At sea, a strong wind warning remains in force for all Fiji waters. And for the tides, high tide tomorrow morning will be at 1:25 with a low tide at 7:31. Sunrise will be at 6:26. For tomorrow, conditions will not be as stunning, especially up in the north, as rain and thunderstorms are forecast for the day. Tomorrow's temps, Ba and Lambasa will have average temps with highs of 29 and lows of 21. Looking further on to Sunday, all the rain that went visiting to Vanuatu will stretch out to Viti Levu as well, which means we are in for a wet weekend. And that, Jackie, is FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fiji on Pulse today we ask, should drug tests be made compulsory before any sporting event?
Those in overseas, so it should make a compulsory to infuse, so we need that.
I think it should be compulsory because we're in a new modern era where everything is professional. So for players to get a drug test, it's unfair on other players who actually train hard.
It's a good idea to do that because it's cheating if you're taking drugs and things like that to enhance yourself, and everybody else is just doing it normally. So yeah, I think so.
I think a drug test needs to be made compulsory on all players before they play because it's unfair on others, and other players could suffer from serious injuries because something else might be controlling them.
Yes, I think they should implement the rules so that it can be fair for all the players.
In overseas, most of them they do that, but only in Fiji they don't test players for drugs in it.
In the the world of the weird and the wonderful, with the surge in the number of single-person or smaller households in South Korea, it's not as common anymore to see a family devouring a large watermelon all together. Various mini-sized watermelons, as small as a mango or apple, are becoming more and more popular. There's millions in financial support for Fiji's COP23 presidency. Reduced duty should benefit consumers, says Minister for Economy. And Fiji FA has suspended 2 players for failing fact drug test. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, should Fiji have a team in the Super Rugby competition? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, today's shot of the day was taken by Taniela Veitata. The shot was taken ahead of the much talked about Crusaders in Chief match at the ANZ Stadium in Suva. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Good night.
हमारा नाम संत कुमार है। हम रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है और ताबुआ में सबसे बेहाल रेडियो फीजी 2 है यार।
हम बिना विमलेश रकाविंदी ताबुआ से रेडियो फीजी 2 हमारा सबसे फेवरेट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम ब्रूस राव है, रकेरेकी मार्केट वेंडा और रेडियो फीजी 2 देश के धड़कन 1954 से हम सुनता है।
हम कबूली ताबुआ रहता है। हमारा नाम है रमेश चंद और हमारी मछली के धंधा है और हम सब टाइम रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।